What's up, guys? Killer back here with another Empires and Puzzles video. And today, I am jumping off the mountain ledge with wings or no parachute. Skydiving and ain't nobody coming to get me. I decided to rank the Hero of the Months that we have completely in the game. There's 35. Purple marks the beginning of a new chapter of Hero of the Month. So we're going to get the special resistance with Clarissa coming out. Malusi will be the last of the crit bonus for the Hero of the Month. So what better time to do it when we have a nice full 5 number. We will start from the season 1s all the way to season 3's Hero of the Month so far. Malusi will be the last guy, of course, and we'll get into it. So at number 35, the guy I love to hate the most. You guessed it, Ranveer. Ranveer's in last place because his hit is he doesn't do a lot of kill damage. His buff does, but it adds more blind than it does damage, and also the damage tapers off after they get to a certain point. He's too much of a gamble to invest in. I think he's one of the more lackluster Hero of the Months. He does play a part with Titans, but that is also chance. He's basically Wukong Jr., Senior, uncle, brother, father, whatever. At 34, I think my volume's a little high. There we go. At 34, excited to say, sorry to my boy. Shout out to Fear. I got to go with Margaret. Margaret's pretty good with what she does if it goes off, but it's, again, another gamble. It's too much of a chance to catch the dodge on a special. If you have a hit all, I want to be able to dodge that just like Inari does, 50% chance. They should just make it a base. Shouldn't be higher percent, lower percent, depending on what the damage is. It should just be a flat rate. Margaret comes in at number 34. I don't find as much use for her. Green takes coming back. I could see if this is like one of your only greens that has the tile damage and maybe some of the defense that Margaret has, but I think she's pretty squishy. I could see you running her if you've already invested in her. She dodges and she's a rogue and adds dodge. She does complete with a very fast center, fast team. I can see that happening, but I see her getting beat. I don't see you using her that often. So Margaret comes in at 34. Number 33. I got Anzog. Anzog does combat against Tellurrea, who is a big topic right now, with him being resistant to the mana down buff or debuff. But he doesn't have any killing power, and he's really heavy on emblems for him to be justified in the use category. He's average. He does a minor heal. He does minor damage to all. The shield up is beneficial, but only beneficial to a red team. I can see he running him as a red tank if you don't have other alternatives, but he's a high investment hero, and there's a lot of better sorcerers that you should invest in before Anzog. So I got Anzog pretty low on my list. Number 32. I know you're like, man, that's three newer Hero of the Months. Where are you going with this? Number 32 is Natalia. Natalia might make a comeback. The problem is that prior to this Tellurrea craze, Natalia was null and void because everybody's running Kingston wings or Kingston flanks, or Kingston was on the team. Well, who would you hit first with Natalia? You target the green. That's what I would target. Or you target the person that you want the mana to go down. She does have high burn damage, and she has high mana resistant debuff. But if you have a Kingston on the team, she gets very limited. And also, without a hit, you'd rather her have a hit than the bite of the burn. But she doesn't have one, similar to the problems with John JF. But I think JF is actually probably going to make a comeback after the Easter events because he got 2 new partners that work pretty well with him. So I got Natalia at number 32 because literally she was useless. She's useless against Kingston. So if you had a Natalia and a Kingston last on the team, she's not going to do anything. Let's go for number 31. Number 31, I got Thothaman. I think he's the minion, that's cool. The 3-hit, that's cool. He takes a lot of investment as well. You need to invest in him to make him pretty decent. The 3-hit, no killing power. The minions are annoying, and prior to Tellurrea and Seishat and the Freya. His minion was the highest hit point minion, I believe, if not the highest attack minion. Don't quote me on that. So pretty interesting. He's a little outdated. Not enough. I wouldn't invest tabs in him with Clarissa coming out and some other people coming out. And also he's a sorcerer. There's so many other sorcerers I do before him. So I got to go Thoth at number 33. Number 30, I got Mitsubishi, a Masashi. Masashi's really decent as far as like the attack 3. He does heal himself, but that's it. He kind of just independent contractor, not as much damage as you want. He does make a pretty decent, like, I guess, Fent wing if you don't have another choice for wing for yellows. A little squishy, a little dated on the defense. He's very killable. High tile damage, but, you know, not enough to make him to where you're like, oh, I got Masashi. Like, he's like one of those heroes. If you already had him, you got the investment in him, he's good. But if you don't, you know, Drake, I would do Drake. I do a lot of Hero of the Months and a lot of yellows before him. Not to mention Malusi. You got Rabbit now. It's other people that are just he's just dated. That's the only thing that's going on with him. So he's a 3-hitter, but he's just not as strong as he needs to be for higher ranks amongst the Hero of the Months. 29, I got Ares. Ares is also one of those dated guys. The problem with Ares is, yes, he buffs the team with the attack, buffs the team with the crit, adds the heal. So he's a 3 for 1. Problem is only on 3. At this point in the game, if you're not doing it to everybody, you're slowly getting shrunken. Ares is one. He's great for an assist team if you got him and you need to, like, you know, I love the 4-1 with the tank. I don't mind Ares being that part. The reason I haven't leveled him up, and he's one of my favorite characters, one of my favorite avatars in the game, is that Anchor actually said something that just made me it click so hard for me. He says, yeah, so Black Knight's the Ares upgrade. And you're like, what? Black Knight's the Ares upgrade. And it's true. He is the Ares upgrade. Ares will give you the crit and the attack damage, but Black Knight gives it to everybody, and also he absorbs. So where those 3 are able to heal, Black Knight doesn't have to heal because he's taking all the damage, and there's a chance that he's not going to miss. So Ares just outdated, but I got him at 29. One of my favorite characters, hands down. Still one of my favorite characters. Number 28, I've got Kiana. And I have Kiana. And Kiana was actually my first 5-star max, I believe. If not, she was in the top 3. Kiana is down here because she doesn't have the killing power. Her buff is awesome, but she needs 2 people around here. I think Kiana with like a Seishat, Kiana with Kiana with double Seishat works really good. Kiana with Seishat and Kage works really good. The problem is, again, it's just a buff 3. Her heal on her purple colleagues are great. Like, that's awesome. But she's not a finisher. She is literally to set up your finisher. The problem with that is that all the finishers are faster than she is. Seishat, Sartana, Kage. So when she goes off, she's not really benefiting them on the front end. She's benefiting them on the back end. And by then, either you got the game won or you don't. So she's just a little behind the times. Not that she's a bad hero. I actually ran her as a tank because she's my first purple. And I was like, oh, I got it already invested. I'll do tank-wise. She doesn't hit that hard, so I was like, no big deal there. Wish she had a little bit more hit. Wish she was more of a sniper. Like, I wish she'd have been like a Lassi. If she'd have hit like a Lassi, she'd be higher up there. She just kind of falls to the wayside because she does not have that hit. All right, number 27. I've got Perseus. Perseus is higher than everybody else that probably you think is better than him for one reason. He shuts down healing. And regardless of what you say, a complete one person out of the game healing is a lot bigger than if a buff this, if a buff that, if I get a lot of chance. He's a definite hero. He is an independent contractor. He is a paladin, so therefore he will survive if you got investments in him. His defense will go up. His attack is fairly decent. That 100% down. Also, he shields against green, so he's an independent contractor. Problem with him is, again, dated. You won't put any emblems into a paladin this old when you have Teleria right now. You have a gear right now if you're running blue tanks. If you're running Clarissa's coming out, she's going to be a paladin. It's a lot of good paladins. He's not the best paladin in the game. I would do Richard before him. I would do Frida before him, and I would do King Arthur before him. But I would max him to have a shutdown on a blue team. He is fast, and that's a quick somebody not getting the heal. And maybe it's the healer. Like, I could see him being a big counter against Kuchen, but not a lot of people see it that way. All right. Number 26, I got Neath. Neath is cool And defense to, all right, so reducing the ability of the opposing team is always better than buffing yourself. That's the way I was raised. So as far as in this game, so defensive down, shield down, share damage, or attack down to the team you're going against is always better. And she has the blind and she has the mana down. The problem is it's a 10%. The key thing with her is the blind. The blind is awesome because when you get that 30% blind or whatever the chances on the blind is, I could go look up the stats, but this is going to be a long video. So her blind is what's more important. I think she works really well with Inari. Her hit's not great. Her mana down's not great. Her stats are mid, so she's not bad at the flank level. I can see you running wing. She's slow because she's not fast enough to really do what she needs to do. She's average. So I'm gonna put her lower on the list, even though she's a newer hero. If you do invest in her, that's the thing. She's great on the heavy investment. Make sure you don't miss the mana. So once you hit the mana, you should be okay. All right, number 25. I got Grimble. I think Grimble will actually jump up on this list later, but he's just not put together well. Like, I want everything that Grimble does on somebody else or with some different stats. He's a purple tank, great. He does the minion destruction and then adds mana to your whole team and he hits all. Great. I think he's a cleric though. That's what really hurts him. If Grimble would have been a paladin instead of Clarissa, he'd have been great. He'd have been your counter almost for Telluride to a point. He doesn't have the tech to fit what he does. His tech is awesome, but what he does and how long it takes and all that stuff is just not appealing to a lot of people. So it was like minion, like if you have Grimble, you're happy you have him, but he's one of those, it's too many better purples above him, so he gets lower ranked on the list. Purple tank cleric, come on, SG, that's just a weird combination. He needs to be like a purple tank paladin or a purple tank monk or a purple tank something that does something. And I know cleric avoids some of the other skills too, but he needs something a little different. All right, next I got Greg. Greg is up here in the top 25 because I was looking at the rest of them. None of the people we just went over besides Perseus has killing power, but Greg definitely has killing power. Greg buffs the whole team with the crit. That's important since the whole team's getting buffed. And that gives them a chance to kill. And then also you've got himself. When he goes off, he can kill somebody. He is a sniper. He's a slower sniper, so that's why he's lower down the list. But he's a green sniper. You got him and Evelyn, good combination. Him and Tarlac, great combination. And if you need that extra attack up on a team and you don't have anybody else but Greg, Greg fits that role because he does buff all. I'd put him in the wing or put him in a flank. He has decent stats, so he can survive. As far as the archer, there's way too many archers that are better than Gregarion, so therefore Gregag's lower on the list. I'm happy to have him. He is on the sidelines right now. He's not a front runner, and he will get some love here pretty soon when I get my Telluride up. But that's Greg. All right, number 23. I got Delilah. Delilah is down here lower because she's a little dated. I think she's probably better than some of the people on this list that I've got a little higher her, but I had to adjust it and make it make sense for me. She does a great heal. She adds a minion. Cool, cool, cool. If she doesn't get that off, Delilah is very squishy, and also you do have to invest in her. Her being a fighter is really good because she can come right back, heal herself up, put the minions on. Cool. She's in good shape. She's a very comeback hero. I got to lower her. She is the one thing I will say is she is one of the only other yellow healers for 5-star besides Vivica. So Vivica and Delilah, let me make sure. No, excuse me. You've got regarding Grizzle, but that's kind of more of a buff. But Delilah does heal. She's really good. She probably could. This is where you could probably see like the list kind of being like it's more opinionated than some facts based. But right here, this is where I got Delilah. I personally do not have her, but I would definitely have put my darts in her before some of the other yellows. And that's where I got her. Let's go with I got Anatel. Anatel above her because of the independent contracting. Anatel is annoying, and God, if you invest in her and she rolls, she is one of the wizards that I would probably one of the wizards I'd probably invest in above, like for instance Anzog or some of the other guys. She definitely gets those emblems. If she can get her rolling, when she gets rolling, she does not stop. The problem is if that leech gets on you and gets to that 4th tier and she takes the siphons all that mana, you get stuck, and then she just starts hitting and hitting and hitting and hitting, and it's annoying. She's very good independent contractor. Her chain link with the heal, and then her being avoiding the blind was the only problem. Like her little extra buff inside of her is it doesn't make sense. So she's a yellow and she's avoiding the blind. So she works well against Neath, but then Neath takes her mana. I don't know, counterproductive a little bit on their SG. She should have been like poison or something that purples do. Next, I got Aaron. Aaron dispels 3, adds, he is the first person with the anti adding to the buff, and he adds healing to everybody. Aaron was very, very strong when he first came out. He deserves some respect. Honestly, if it weren't so many good purples, he'd have got some emblems or got some love from me for materials. But Aaron's one of those, like, you have him, he's a great pocket healer, he's a great buffer, he works great at the flank right now. You could possibly run him to the tank if you've got emblems on him. He is a monk, and that's another problem. You got so many other monks that hit or do damage or just does something else that you want from monk. You don't think of monk as necessarily wanting to heal, but I guess he's a peaceful guy. He's pulling a red spell out of that book, and he does add a lot to the team. He is a little bit slower being average, but Aaron stays right there, a little bit out of the 20 range, but you could make an adjustment to where he could go up. Next up, I've got Zimkaitha. Aaron dispels 3. Zimkaitha dispels the whole team, ups the whole team, heals herself, and hits. So Zimkaitha is one of those 3-for-1s that was really, really, really good. Aaron had an attack up, but it's attack up on a monk. But Zimkaitha has a heal, and Zimkaitha doesn't necessarily work she does well at the flank and does well at the wings position. She is a great addition to your team. She's one of those red buffers that you need going against these Tellurias if you can get her off. She's a little squishy. That's why she's a little lower on my list. I'm starting to see where she's got a little her base level, it has a little gap in it to where compared to some of the others. Number 19. This is where I got your boy John F. And I think this will go up later on. And don't kill me for where I got John F and Zimkaitha. Zimkaitha is probably, some people are like, he's way better than John F. I've got John F here because John F does make you hesitate on putting the defense down on your heroes or the shield down. He will reverse it. Another thing is that with Lepus and Killhair, John F just kind of got a little buff in my book. If you did invest in John F and you're disappointed, but you invested in Lepus, try them together. And if you're thinking about investing in Killhair, try John F with them. He will then become an offensive hero for you. John F goes off before Lepus and Killhair. He will add the defense and add the resistance to them with that with the timer still on for the defense recycle. I couldn't get it out. So that's where John F is. He doesn't hit. He has the dot damage. He does add the crit to his team. So I don't know why you're doing Lepus with 4 reds, but maybe you put 4 blues with a John F, and that might make sense. Or maybe you put 4 purples with a John F, and that might make sense. With Clarissa coming out, I think he probably is going to be a little bit stronger. I'm sweating because I just took a shower and it's hot from the steam, so I apologize. And no fans, so I didn't want to. So I'm like, but anyway. So I think he is going to get a little bit of a bump. I think he's going to get more use out of you guys. Be patient. If you people who already have Lepus know what I'm talking about, John F is kind of, I think he's still on the scene. I think you just got to give him a little time and give a little buff. We are almost halfway through this list. And at number 18, I got a Lassi. A Lassi's a sniper, plenty of killing power. Also with that mana down, that's going to be really good here recently. I got her down here because she is a sniper. She does have killing power, and she does have the mana down, but that's it. So there's two for 1, and then she adds a chain of attack up, which is great for blues. I think once Magni skin comes out, she's going to be very much increased because you're going to like that Magni Lassi combination, and you might like that Magni Lassi Lepus combination because that should be at least 2 people dead for sure. And then also, you never know, she might get put on the bench because Magni's going to take that spot as that sniper. I think Magni will be a really high sniper. I think she's really good. She does hit really hard. She is one of the hardest hitting blue snipers in the game. I think she's down here just because she's, again, a little dated. Killing power is there. Solid hero, wing, archer. It's just so many archers you would invest in. If she is your archer, cool, but she doesn't do anything for the team. She's more independent, and she's just that sniper. So, and I have her, and I do like her. I'm just waiting for something else. At number 17, I got Grizzle. Grizzle might be a little higher, but I got her down here. She's a healer, but she's a tricky healer. She's so fast, but doesn't heal enough. And then her buff does guard against so much stuff. She counters a lot of people, but you got to time it right. She can go off super fast too early, 2 turns, and it's gone. Or she can go just off in time, you catch it. Or she's a day late, dollar short, and she's the last one on the board, and she does nothing. She is one of those heroes, I think, again, probably needs the investment. The add to healing is one of those things I would do. If you are going to make her an investment with emblems, definitely go the I would say the mana route and go the healing route and then go defensive route. She's a cleric, and there's so many clerics in the game. With me having Ariel, Kuchen, you just saw Grimble, you saw a bunch of other. It's just so many clerics in the game. She's not, to me, the best cleric. Like if I were to invest in a cleric, I would go Ariel, Kuchen before I'd go Grizzle. And there's some other clerics that I would go. White Rabbit for some people. She's just not the cleric. She's tricky. I like her, but she's just not there. Also, without emblems on her, she needs investment again. Number 16, I got Hell. Hell's down here. I know people are like, what? Hell should be up. No, I don't care. Hell is weak. I'm sorry. I don't have emblems on her, so that's probably why, but Hell's weak. She does shut down a team, but I think she's a little slow, a little dated hero. She does hit pretty hard, even in her base form. I'm happy when she goes off, but I'm really more terrified when she dies. And you just don't want her to die. AI targets her all the time. I don't have her invested in her. So that's where I'm at with Hell. It's not a love-hate relationship. It's just a love-loss relationship. She was really good when she was good. She just, I think, has taken a back burner because there's so many faster and better purples out right now. Number 15 is Athena. Yes, I have Athena above Hell because Athena complements the team. They added defensive down, and then it buffs based off how many times they get hit. Plus, she hits 3. Athena's right here. I think she works good on any team. You can put her in that flank or that wing spot. Maybe a little bit of investment, maybe not. Athena goes off. I think it's way more beneficial for the team than when Hell goes off. Well, maybe not beneficial. Way more applicable. It happens more often. I think she's just better hero all around. And of course, after Athena, you got to go Frida. Those two go hand in hand together. They're almost a pair. They need to be put together. If you got Frida and Athena that go off at the same time, you are happy. You're in good shape. These two are best friends. If they're not best friends, they should be. Frida right there with the Paladin, great tech, can't be offense down, hits 3, shield downs 3. Just, a wonderful BBW woman. Love Frida. One of my favorite heroes, actually, that I have. And she's a polar bear, not a mouse. A lot of people think she's a mouse. If Frida's going to be there at number 14, sorry, Frida was 14, Evelyn's going to be at 13 because she's a faster Frida. Has a chain link of the heal, and she does a shield down, and she does it faster. She's also an archer. So here's where Gregarion, I'd probably go Evelyn first to get the shield down with the green, and then shoot with Gregarion next. Now, if Evelyn goes off first and goes off faster, while Gregarion is building, you're weakening that team, and then Gregarion can come hit, and then Evelyn's probably back up again. So Evelyn's better than Gregarion. She's one of the better archers in the game. She has stats. She's a beautiful drawing, great character. Love to have the shield down. Of course, you had to put the 2 shield downs close to each other. I think Frida is a little not as good because she's not as fast, but Evelyn is faster, and she makes a great wing. And awesome on offense. I'm not going to front. And for Titans. Number 12, I've got Albie. It's really hard to grade Albie, but Albie's up here because, man, when he goes off, it makes all the difference in the world. He's a druid. I think his class works for him very well. If you invest in him or if you don't invest in him, Albie, the druids come off. If he's the last person standing, he goes off and brings back that person. And also, he just makes himself faster with that mana regeneration. No, he's not going to hit anybody, but the ability to bring people back at 30% has saved me and has killed me multiple times. He is a gamble with that, but even his heal and his mana increase, because his mana actually just charges the person no matter what, if they get the tile or not. You could be on the cusp of a special. Albie goes off. Next round, the special's up with no tile. That could save you. Also, he can revive that person who was almost off the next round they go around. Then they go off with no tile, and he still saves you. Albie's in the top. He's close to the top. I just couldn't get him in the top 10. There's so many other better heroes. But slow, so that's what you got to worry about. Is he worth the investment? I think he definitely represents the Holy Green Trinity, where the Mother North would be number one, Albie number two, and Heimdall would be tied for number two, if not number three. The 20% res, 30% res, and 50% res. If you can't res somebody with that amount of reses, something is broken in the game. But very annoying. You do target him. He makes you adjust your play style no matter where he is on the board. If you kill one person, you're killing Albie next. If you don't kill that person, you're killing Albie next. And if you don't kill Albie, he'll res everybody else to kill you. So Albie's up here. I got at number 11, which I think probably go a little bit higher, but I got a gear. A gear gets a bad name. A gear came out and he had a green shield. SG, no. Then he came out and he got a defensive shield. SG, yes. If he came out with a defensive shield, where we see the shift in tanks going to green, I think it went to blue before Kuchen. I feel like blue tanks got robbed for a little bit. A gear was so good after they nerfed or after they buffed him and made it defense for 3. He heals the whole team. He shares the damage with the whole team. He adds defense to the whole team. And he is a train wreck to kill if he keeps chaining and going off. If you don't catch the tile board, trust me, you're going to get beat. He takes a beating. He's a great guy. Paladin, perfect tank setup. Puts a chain link of green against himself. So, chain link of healing. Chain link of healing. So he heals himself on top of the tile that heals him. So he's got double healing going on for himself. Not that it's great. 4% plus the percentage on the healing from his special. But he's just a well-rounded, really good hero. He just has a bad name because of when he originally came out. But I got a gear up here. He will save you lots of time. All right, so top 10. We're almost done with this. Oh man, this has been fun, but I'm sure I'm gonna get like, what when I get after this. Hey, kill me if you want to. This is I think I'm really close. If not off a little bit, I think I'm really close. Number 10. I got Mickey. I got Mickey up here really high is because of one reason. After you max Mickey, you use him every day. Period. I use my Tarlac every day. Mickey is the better Tarlac. That 130% damage with a silence on a Titan, you use him every day. I don't care where you are. If you're having trouble with the Easter event, if you're having trouble with the board, you put Mickey on a team with the color opposing the bosses, you will beat that board. Mickey is the man. He definitely deserves to be in the top 10. I don't think you use him on offense. I don't think you use him on your raid defense, but you use him. He's better for the PvE than probably any other hero in the game. I'd say the second to him is Tarlac. And the third to him is probably Gazelle. And the only reason Tarlac and Mickey get better than Gazelle is because Gazelle does 4 and they do 5, including themselves. Mickey, you can't take him out of the top 10 because you use him every day. He changes up your Titan scores. If you're in the top 100 alliance, probably one of the questions when you're interviewing for some of these alliances, do you have Mickey? Do you have Tarlac? So that shows you how powerful this hero is. He's got to be in the top 10 for Hero of the Month because he changes your PvE in your Titan game, which you do every day. All right, at number 9, I've got Malusi. I got Malusi up here pretty high. Have not yet to play him, have not yet to pull him, but I got him pretty high because of the shutdown and the very fast. He is a semi-hitter. I'm not going to call him a sniper, semi-hitter with the ability to shut down abilities. And he's very fast. Stats look pretty good. Damage looks pretty good. He's a barb. That's a little bad, but he also doesn't. He's resistant to defensive down. So he's going to be tougher to kill with the people that you normally take on the team. I believe he's more of an offensive character. I think he's going to somewhat combat against your Tellurias and other people coming up, like even Clarissa with the poison. She'll be able to hit you but not poison you. Gravemaker will be able to burn you. Will be able to hit you but not burn you. That almost renders them very, very, very weak. The only thing I wish they'd have done with him is made him fast, made him hit 3, and possibly been a reverse of what they do with every other character from Dark. We don't have a yellow that targets unholy. Like, okay, if he's holy, why can't they do more damage against dark characters? Like the 24% that Hell, the 24% that Mokart, 24% that Ursina gets. They need to do that for a yellow hero. That's the lack in him. He would have been even better if they'd have added that in his tech. There's so many characters that have that bonus to the opposite color. He needed that. Yellow needs that. So SG, get to work on that. Number 8, I got Seishat. Seishat is not the best sniper out of the hero of the month. The she's not the hardest hitting, but she's just so good all around. You can't take away her mana. She has a 400% damage. She adds a minion, and the minion just keeps popping up every 3 turns if you don't attack her. So she becomes really beefy. A lot of people run attack health on her because her minions will get so healthy that they can get up to like 250. I think the highest, if you go all the way down and you do the healing, I think it's like right at 275 or something like that. She adds 3 with some of the minion people like Freya or for instance Puss in Boots pulling a minion automatically out of her and then adding a buff to her. Now she's a full sniper, so she hits just as hard. Her next to Kiana, her next to um, Black Knight, her next to any of the attack ups, even some of the hero months we mentioned, she becomes better. Her skill with the adding mana, so now she's even faster. If you go down the archer, she's probably one of the top archers in the game. With us going to green tank, she makes a great wing. I can see Seishat taking that archer spot and putting her in that wing spot where she's fast, healing, big minions. Already got a minion from Telluria. Then she adds her own minion when she goes off. You kill Telluria's minion. She starts adding more minions. She stays at 3 minions the whole time she's playing. She's going to be really, 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 really good. So I got Seishat up here really high at number 8. So number 7, I got Drake. I think Drake's one of the best hit 3 in the game. He offers a blind at a high percentage. He offers even damage at a high percentage, and he adds attack to himself, so he hits harder the next go around. Drake is hard to kill. He's very resilient. He's one of the better monks to invest in. That hit 3 fast and blind. It change when he goes off. It's just annoying. It's annoying. Usually, if the AI attacks you, it hits the 3 that you don't want to get hit. Your sniper, your healer, and somebody else, so they miss something. But he's really strong. He does a really good job. I think he's still probably one of the top yellow flanks in the game. If you're running yellow tanks and you don't have anybody else, Drake doesn't do bad job tanking, even with the offensive emblem setup. I did run him straight offense. I don't recommend going defense with him. He has pretty good base stats. And yeah, Drake's a keeper. Let me see it. Number 6, I got Kingston. Kingston, to me, out of the hero of the month, is the best sniper in the game. He hits, and then he reduces the attack of 3 at a high percentage. I think it's 34%. Don't quote me on that. Also, he's green and can't be burned. Gravemaker met your counter. Natalia rendered useless. Marjana, great, you can hit me, but you can't burn me. John F, you can't hurt me. And then he does the attack down. He doesn't even do the defensive down, so he's great against John F. Works well with Evelyn. Also, he does the increased mana just like Seishat. So increased mana sniper. You can't get mad at that. You run this guy down. You don't miss the mana buff, and you keep going with attack. Kingston is definitely here to stay. I think he's the best snipers out of here of the month so far. Watch me have a sniper right after this and be like, oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. No, Kingston's up here, top 6, 6th place. Number 5, I've got Zealand. I had to keep her up here. Zealand is similar to what I wanted Malusi to have. Zealand is the only green that I know that does extra damage against blue. She dispels all the heroes on the board. She makes them reduce attack, and she does extra damage against blue. Now, she doesn't have a chain link or any of that stuff, but man, she does a lot of stuff. What's that? Dispel, attack down, hit, and extra damage. So 4 things on a season 1 hero. She is very game changing. I think she's still here to stay. I think she's one of the top green wings and flanks. I would run her at flank so she can go off and start annoying people. Is she better than Kingston? Kingston's going to kill you. Zeline's going to annoy you. But Zeline hits all, and she keeps going and keeps going. And she reduces whatever buff you put going, and she's fast. Fast hit all with all that stuff in her. She's got to be in the top 5. I think she's one of the season 1 heroes that's here to stay. She's what I would consider a forever hero, hero of the month hero. I don't think she goes anywhere. I'm forgetting what she is. I think she's either a wizard or a cleric. I do not have her for her class. And yes, this is the old picture without the boy shorts on. Yeah, I wish they all would have never done that. Bad job, SG, with that one. Invest in emblems in her if she's who you have left for. Like, don't quote me on what she is because I just lost my train of thought about her. But Emblems invested in her are a good idea. I like Zealine. All right, at number 4, the old king of the tank spot. I've got Kuchen in there. Kuchen is at number 4. He's still great because he can't be defensive down. He shields up against the opposite color, and he heals and dispels your team. His defensive down is high. Yes, he's slow. I would invest him as a cleric. I still think the chance of having a 0 purple or a 0 board on your war score is awesome because of Kuchen. He's really hard to get. He's really hard to beat after he gets rolling. Kuchen is strong. I got him in the top 4 because of how much he changed the game when he first came out. I still think he still has that changing power. If you run against a Kuchen tank now, if you get behind, you already know it's tough to come back. So Kuchen still stays up in the top 5 for me. I got him high, even though he is slow. He's just so hard to kill if you got investment in him. And I know people are taking investments out of him. I don't necessarily agree with that because cleric with the Telluride team, who cares? Because you can run so many other people. If Telluride is already doing the healing with the minion, you don't need a healer. So who needs a cleric? Unless you got White Rabbit, which I can see where that would go into chance. But you have blue defensive down, green offensive up, yellow blind, red burn, or however you want to do it. I got Kuchen at 4. He's gonna stay there for me. 3, I got Vela. Because, golly, this chick, Druid, strong against reds, dot against reds, hit against reds, and reduces the reds' offense. Not to mention she adds crit to herself. Like, what does Vela not do? Great. Oh, the Druid, the minion will pop out on you. Gosh, she's so good. She's a good hero. Definitely recommend the investment in her. She's probably the best Druid in the game right now, I would say. Hands down. She basically makes red useless to a degree because they're pretty much useless now as it is with Telluride. She does make them pretty bad. She's really strong. I ain't gonna front. She's really strong. She complements the number 1 tank in the game right now, Telluride, very well. Those two are almost a must-have on your defense to make it to where you're just like not getting beat at all. But Vela, no more need to explain for her. Number 2, I got my boy Grave. I think Grave's still king of the flank for red. Now Vela's in here, so she does tear him apart, but at the same time, he's very fast. If you can get rolling before Vela does, he will come back on you. I've been down 3-1 with Gravemaker and just had the board and beat him. He has an attack up. I went a little bit of a tank route with him, and the reason I went tank route with him is because 3 hit, keep it rolling, keep it rolling. Like Vela, I would probably go tank route with her, but not miss the mana. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling. He's the best. He's probably one of the best flanks in the game. It'd probably be Vela and Grave is who you want on that flank spot. 1 and 2, 2 and 1. Either way you want to go. They're the best 2 flanks in the game right now. I got Grave a little higher because he's closer to my heart. I got him at 20 emblems and I love him. He's probably my best hero in the game right now. And on my account, excuse me, best hero in the game. And at number 1, you guessed it, Telluride is the best hero of the month that they have out because she does just so much stuff at a fast pace. Heal over time, mana down, minion up, and a hit. The hit's low, but whatever. Plus she buffs herself with a crit. Paladin, so she adds a defensive up to herself. The forest god is the forest god. She is definitely guarding the forest. I got her number 1. She's here to stay. As much as I hate that they're trending this way, think about it and really break it down. Ares came out, red tanks. Fast forward a little bit, Gwen comes out, yellow tanks. Fast forward a little bit, a mishap. Aegir is supposed to be the blue tank. He gets a back burner, gets the buff after Kuchen comes out. Kuchen comes out, purple tanks. Purple tanks comes out, Ursina comes out, another purple tank. Clarissa's about to come out, could be another purple tank. Season 3 comes out, Telluride comes out, we're at green tanks. Heimdall, the Squirrel, Atomos, Mother North. It's quite a few green positions that you can fluctuate in on the tank position. But the best choice is Telluride. Too many buffs, too many abilities to not justify her being at the number 1 spot for the hero of the month. If you happen to get her last month, great. If you didn't, you got a year. But she has definitely changed the game in a way I do not like, but you have to respect the influence. So I do respect the influence. Tyree is the #1 hero of the month. And that's my breakdown of the 35 heroes that we've had so far. Clarissa comes out in May. That'll make number 36. On Long Live Season 3 and Season 4 and 5 of Empires and Puzzles. And we will keep playing and keep rolling. Please nerf this chick. No, I'm just joking. But no, I'm serious. Nerf this chick. But no. Telluride #1. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And that's all I got, guys. Kill out. Peace.